different applications. So you may know Spot from our famous dancing videos on YouTube, but actually this robot is doing some very useful things in serious industries around the world. In addition, many different payloads can be added on top of Spot, sensors and detection devices. That really helps provide different functionality in various environments. And I'd like to give you some examples of how Spot is being put to use today. So this is an example of LICO Geosystems, the BLK ARC sensor that you actually see on Spot here today. This is the only LiDAR sensor that's specifically designed for robotics. So as you can see in the video that's running, this captures an accurate point cloud while moving through a factory or a mine or a construction site. And that really enables Spot to capture a 3D model of the environment. In this case, this is autonomously scanning a robocell at BMW. So that's a car manufacturer plant. That captured point cloud precisely replicates the original in what some people call the omniverse in the factory context, and allows the project to be more efficient. Another example, this is actually in Paris. This is again the BLK ARC from LICO Geosystems and used by RATP in Paris to map the subway stations. So scanning the metro stations autonomously, you have a detailed map and environment about the stairs, about the platforms, the dimensions of the station, giving information to that agency in terms of operating the system. Other examples, here is Spot being used at a semiconductor manufacturing facility. And here Spot has a thermal sensor on board, enabling it to sense equipment that might be overheating and prevent costly failures and downtime. Now Spot, when it's equipped with a thermal sensor, is going to check out those pumps that's used in the manufacturing process. So as we think about semiconductors and other technologies that are going to power AI, you can have the robot helping develop the chips that power the AI that do good in the world. Here is Spot used at a global food and beverage company. Here it's monitoring 1,400 individual inspection points to detect issues that might need correction by the plant staff. And in this case, the robot is walking 23 kilometers a week, which is really a testament to all the effort that we put into the robustness of the robot. If we're going to have an autonomous system, whether it's data-driven, some of the software solutions we've seen today, or hardware, you really got to make sure it is reliable and can run for a long time without human intervention. And here is Spot used in a nuclear facility. This is radiation mapping and worker safety, so we're protecting people, we're keeping people away from harm. That's really one of the promises of robotics, enhancing worker safety on site. Now, to me, one of the most inspiring uses for Spot is in public safety. And I'll give you one example just from recently. This was last year. There was a 3-year-old boy who was kidnapped in Florida, and he was driven away in a truck that then was crashed on a highway. So you had the truck, which you can see just off the road here. And the officials were worried that the kidnapper was armed and had a firearm. They obviously wanted to rescue the boy and get him out of that situation. This is not an environment where a traditional robot would have been able to navigate. So by sending Spot in, the officers were able to tell that the suspect was unarmed, and they could then proceed with the rescue. So keeping people safe from harm, helping humanity, safety, these are the benefits and the mission that we set out to accomplish 30 years ago. And these are also going to assist with the sustainable development goals across all of these industries as we move forward. Now, of course, we have to acknowledge, as we have in other contexts today, that these new capabilities do raise concerns. And in some cases, I think we all know, those concerns come out of science fiction. They're not realistic. They don't reflect the capabilities of the technology. And so as we're here celebrating AI for good and robots for good, we really can't overlook that these technologies cause concerns, and the benefits that we hope to see, and we're already starting to see, will be put at risk if we don't come together and address those concerns. So while science fiction fuels many of the concerns that we've heard about when it comes to robots that are this capable, we also need to acknowledge that the technologies are doing more things in more places, and they are raising concerns in different communities. And it's not just science fiction. Unfortunately, we have seen several recent instances of people trying to arm robots and kind of fool around, create viral YouTube videos. As this technology becomes more accessible, more affordable, I don't know if we're going to be at the $300 price point anytime soon, but the prices are coming down, the access is coming down, people are going to be able to do things like this. And that's deeply concerning to us, not only as a matter of ethics, but also public safety. To have these kinds of robots walking around armed is just a bad idea. So in my role as VP of Policy, I work with stakeholders, government officials, to try to identify and understand these concerns and come up with pragmatic solutions that actually make a difference. And one of the things we did, a step in this direction last year, we worked with other leading robotics companies to pledge that we would not weaponize our general purpose robots or enable our customers to do so. And we also called upon policymakers to work with us on developing frameworks to prevent this kind of harm and unethical conduct in society. So as we continue to work together at this wonderful summit, I would very much welcome a discussion with all of you. Anyone who's interested in the topic of AI ethics and public safety as embodied in hardware and robotics, please come talk to me. I'd love to discuss the solutions that we could work on together, just as we have worked with policymakers on these issues already. Thank you very much.